Little Fires Everywhere is a popular book and was made into a miniseries on Hulu starring Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington, and it was set in the Cleveland suburb of Shaker Heights, Ohio. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about this affluent suburb. Hi guys, thank you for coming back to my channel, Living in Cleveland. My name is Patty, and I make videos about all things Cleveland, Northeast Ohio, Northwest Ohio, anywhere around the Cleveland area. So this week we're going to talk about Shaker Heights, Ohio. If you've seen that Hulu miniseries, Little Fires Everywhere, it actually wasn't filmed anywhere near Shaker Heights, but the author of the book grew up in Shaker Heights, and she set this story in her hometown. So let's talk about Shaker Heights. I got a lot of notes on here. I got 3 pages of notes on Shaker Heights. It's known for its beautiful, beautiful brick Tudor homes. Absolutely gorgeous. Shaker Heights is an east side suburb. It's about 9 miles east of downtown Cleveland. But because it's not near any highways, it's about a 25 minute commute if you go on Chester. And like I've talked about most of my east side suburbs and my videos, that's one of the problems about the east side, is it doesn't really have a good way of getting to them. So although when we were driving there yesterday, I noticed there's a new road. It's called Opportunity Corridor, which is pretty interesting, and it actually didn't take too long. So I think they're working on making these east side suburbs more accessible. So but 23 minutes Chester, which is just a regular street, only goes, I think 35 miles an hour, so you're not getting on a highway to get out there. And it's 6 miles from Lake Erie. So this is definitely an east side suburb. It borders Cleveland, Cleveland Heights, University Heights, Beechwood, Highland Hills, Warrensville Heights. I think I covered it all. So it's right there in that, in the heart of those east side inner ring suburbs. So, and it actually is one of the oldest inner ring suburb. And it's known, and it has one of the oldest houses. It is actually the oldest house in Cuyahoga County. It was built in 1817. So what can I tell you about Shaker Heights? Well, I always mention the Cleveland Magazine top 20 suburbs list, and Shaker Heights did not make the list. And there's probably some reasons why. But according to niche.com considers it the #1 place to live in Cleveland. It rates it an A+. And it also rates it #3 in Ohio. So I always put up the niche.com little thing up there. And when you'll see that, it doesn't have anything for crime. So I'm not sure why that's not added into it. But I know that when I looked into that thing, it didn't have anything for rape. But it looked like assault was low, burglary was low, so who knows, but it didn't have a score for that. But it rates high in diversity, it rates high for education, and I want to talk about that in a second, because the education component of Shaker Heights is pretty interesting. Okay, how many people live in Shaker Heights? About 28,000 people, so quite a few people. And Shaker Heights is not large, it's only about 6.5 miles, I think, long. So it's not a very big area. But what I do like about it, it's beautiful. I mean, you have lakes, you have parks. There's actually 9 neighborhoods in Shaker Heights named after the original elementary schools, which is interesting. But here's the thing about Shaker Heights, and in the Cleveland area, kind of anything that ends in Heights has what's called a point of sale. And what that means is they come out when you go to sell your house. They come out, the city comes out and does an inspection. And if there's any sort of violations on the property, and usually it's all outside. Used to be inside too, but they've taken care of that. And it's usually all outside. Anything like with the gutters or your siding, your cement, your driveways, sidewalks, you're going to get cited for that. And you have to repair that in order to be able to sell the house. And Shaker Heights is actually really known for its stringent building codes and its zoning laws. But on the other hand, that's what makes this community and the housing stock so rich. And 75% of Shaker Heights, 75% of the homes are listed on the National Registry of Historic Homes. And when you see this video of us driving around Shaker Heights, and it was a gloomy day, I wish we could have gone today because it's sunny and it's almost 45 degrees, almost 50. But yesterday when we went driving around, it was kind of cloudy, but even on a cloudy day, it's just, these houses are unbelievable. And two of the biggest streets where we have the most beautiful homes, and I'll talk about this when we talk about the housing market, is North Park and South Park. And across the street, it's all walking trails. So you have these big, beautiful homes, and you look out your front windows, and all you see are walking trails in woods, or the Shaker Lake, or the Horseshoe Lake. It's just stunning. So let's talk about diversity. What I really like about Shaker Heights is its commitment to diversity, and it goes way back to the 1950s. And if you know anything about Cleveland and any big city, back in the 70s, I was affected by busing when they were trying to integrate the school system. I was at a Cleveland public school, kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, and in the mid to late 70s, and that's when they decided anybody on the west side was going to get bused to a school on the east side, and vice versa, to integrate these schools. But way back in the 50s, so talk about, this is 20 years earlier, Shaker Heights took it upon themselves, and they had some efforts towards integration. And they really did not suffer from all of the segregation problems that the rest of the city schools in the country did at that point. And listen to this, in 1986, they started this Fund for the Future program, offering down payment loans for residents buying homes in segregated neighborhoods, creating these multi-ethnic neighborhoods. So I think that's really fascinating, and that speaks a lot to the commitment of Shaker Heights. And like I said, it's very diverse. So pretty cool. Now let's talk about schools. Shaker Heights city schools are not rated high. They get a C. So why do you think that niche.com gives it an A+? Well, there's also very prestigious private schools in Shaker Heights. So if you are living in one of the, I gotta say, hundreds of $8 to over $1 million homes, you're not sending your kids to Shaker City schools. You're sending them to either University School, which is a boys K-12 school, or you're going to send them to Laurel, which is a girls K-12 school, or Hathaway Brown, which is another girls K-12 school. So, and those tuitions, when you get up to the higher grades, are like $28,000, $30,000 a year. So that being said, or there's many, private religious schools, parochial schools. So, yeah, the schools get a C. Now, I drove by the middle school and I saw it is what it is. I think North Olmsted School on the west side gets a B, but also very diverse. So does the C mean the schools are terrible? No, not at all. I think the lowest grade they got was on achievement. So their test scores are not good. It is what it is. So I think probably niche rates it higher because of those private schools. So like I said, I'm not telling you anything that you can't find on the internet. That's just, I went on the Ohio Department of Education. They got a C. I went on niche.com. They give them an A+. So that's that. Now, let's talk about housing. Currently, there are, as of today, I just checked, there are 48 active single-family homes for sale, which I think is crazy given this market. And they are all over the place. And we're in the Christmas season. So mostly, not a lot of people list their homes this time of year. In fact, I'm looking, there's one home that's been on the market for 2 weeks. I see there's 2 new listings that came on today on the same street for $159 and $169. Other than that, these houses have been on the market anywhere from a week to, we have some, 114 days, 293 days, 200 days. There's just a lot of inventory in Shaker Heights. So if you are looking, and let me tell you the range. So the least expensive house is $52,000. It is a complete flip. And speaking of flips, and you're going to see in the video, we actually went and toured one, and I think it was asking $275, and on that street alone, and it's a beautiful flip. This house, wait till you see it. I only did the first floor. Not a lot of curb appeal, but at $275, it had 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, it had a master bath, and then an attic, finished attic with another full bath, finished basement with a little wet bar. So cute. Adorable. $275. And on that same street, this was a flip, you could tell there were at least 3 or 4 other homes that were also being worked on. So not the best neighborhood. It really borders, but not bad. It was walkable. There were people walking around. It bordered Cleveland. So yeah, so there's, and then in the MLS today, there are 14 homes for sale that are in the 200s. So that's quite affordable. So 14 in the 200s, 9 in the 300s, 2 in the 400s, and then 9, listen to this, 9 homes for sale over $1 million. Crazy. And they're all, except for 2, are on either North Park or South Park, which are these streets. Oh my God. Wait till you see these homes. They are gore. They're like estates. And the most expensive house was just listed only a month ago for $3.5 million. You should see it. It's got a pool. It's got a pool house. It is stunning. Now, let's talk about housing again. And I've mentioned this. I always mention property taxes. And I've mentioned it in my other East Side videos. Shaker Heights has one of the highest tax rates in Cuyahoga County. Shaker Heights, Cleveland Heights, University Heights have the highest 3 tax rates in the county, and they're over 4%, which is high. Super, super high compared to Independence, which is the lowest at, hold on, let me see. Independence is the lowest at less than 2%. That is huge. I looked at a house that's $475, mid-range, and the taxes are are almost $14,000 a year. So, I mean, that means a lot. When you have, X amount of dollars that you can set aside for your mortgage payment, I mean, that's over $1,000 a month. That's crazy. So Shaker Heights is famous for its really, really high taxes. So you have to keep that in mind. Also, Shaker's known for Shaker Square. And you're going to see that in the video. It's the first place we stopped. I don't know, I kind of thought it was a little run down compared to what it used to be. It's got a couple restaurants, Edwin's, and then there's Edwin's too. But it's got like T-Mobile and a drugstore. It's a cute little toy shop. But I just remember it being really cutesy, and I just kind of was a little disappointed in Shaker Square. So I'm not sure about that. But I mean, if you want to be close to downtown and you're minutes away from University Circle, so if you're into the museums, the symphony, if you want to be close to University Hospital or even the Cleveland Clinic, Shaker Heights is one of those places. They're highly sought after just for those beautiful homes. And in my next video, we're going to explore University Heights, Cleveland Heights, and that whole area. This Sunday, University Heights it's called Circle Fest. And all the museums are open. They used to be free, because a lot of these, the only museum that's free is the art museum. But on Circle Fest, and I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, that they really are trying to recoup some losses, they're charging $5 to get into most of the museums, which is still cheap, because like the Botanical Gardens, which is a place to go at Christmas time, I think it was like $20 to get in, and now it's only $5. So the plan is we're gonna go. We usually try to go, and we missed it last year because of the pandemic. But I mean, to be surrounded by all that culture, it's something. And then you have Little Italy, which is a great place, one of my favorite places to go eat. So Shaker Heights, I mean, what a place. And these houses, you got to stick to the end when I go up and down North Park and South Park. So thanks for watching. I forgot to ask you, you know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like, hit the share, leave me a comment. I appreciate it, and enjoy Shaker Heights. you.